Success starts with a shift in your mind. The moment you understand that everything you need to succeed is already within you, things begin to change. It's not about waiting for the right moment or hoping for luck. It's about reprogramming the way you think, the way you approach life, and the way you see yourself. Your mind holds the key to unlocking your potential. And when you take control of your thoughts, you take control of your future. In this video, we're going to dive deep into how you can reprogram your mind for success, step by step. We'll explore how small adjustments in your thinking can create big changes in your life. By the end of this, you'll have the tools to train your mind to work for you, not against you. Get ready to tap into the power that's already inside you and start living the life you've always dreamed of. Let's go. Your mind is the gateway to your success. Every success, every breakthrough, every transformation, it all begins in the mind first. If you don't take control of it, the world will. And let me tell you something, the world doesn't care about your dreams. The world doesn't care if you succeed or fail, but you do. Deep down, you know you're capable of more. You feel it, don't you? That pull inside of you, that voice telling you there's something bigger for you. That's not just your imagination, it's your potential screaming at you to take action. But here's the truth. If you don't reprogram your mind for success, you'll stay exactly where you are, trapped by the same doubts, the same habits, and the same limitations that have been holding you back for years. The reason so many people struggle to get ahead isn't because they lack intelligence or talent, it's because their mind has been programmed to keep them stuck. Think about it. From the moment you were born, your mind has been absorbing information from everything around you, your parents, your teachers, the news, social media, friends, failures, disappointments, and over time, without even realizing it, you started to believe certain things about yourself. I'm not good enough. I'll never be successful. Success is for other people, not me. These thoughts didn't come from you. They were given to you. And unless you take control and rewire your thinking, you will spend your entire life living according to a script that someone else wrote for you. Let me make this clear. Your mind is powerful beyond measure, but it will only work in your favor if you learn to direct it. If you let it run on autopilot, it will default to negativity. It will default to fear, to self-doubt, to procrastination. That's why you have to step in and take control. You have to decide right now that you will no longer be a victim of your old programming. You will no longer let fear dictate your future. You will no longer let failure define you. You will no longer accept anything less than the absolute best version of yourself. So how do you do it? How do you take back control of your mind and program it for success? It starts with awareness. You have to start paying attention to the thoughts that run through your head every single day, and I mean really pay attention. Because most people go through life completely unaware of how much negativity is running in the background of their minds. They wake up and immediately start complaining about the weather, about their job, about their finances. They look in the mirror and focus on everything they don't like about themselves. They scroll through social media and compare their lives to people they don't even know. And then they wonder why they feel stuck, why they lack motivation, why they can't seem to get ahead. It's because their mind has been hijacked by negativity, and they don't even realize it. The next step is to start feeding your mind the right information. You see, your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant will grow. If you keep planting seeds of doubt, fear, and failure, that's exactly what you'll harvest. But if you start planting seeds of discipline, confidence, and success, your entire reality will change. And the way you do this is by being intentional about what you consume. Stop wasting hours scrolling through meaningless content. Stop surrounding yourself with people who bring you down. Stop filling your mind with negativity, gossip, and distractions. Instead, start reading books that challenge you to think bigger. Start listening to people who inspire you to be better. Start filling your mind with the knowledge, strategies, and motivation that will move you forward. Because whatever you feed your mind will become your reality. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but Jim, I've been stuck in these negative thought patterns for years. Can I really change? And my answer is yes, absolutely, but it won't happen overnight. Reprogramming your mind is just like building muscle. You don't go to the gym once and expect to be in the best shape of your life. You have to work at it every single day. You have to train your mind the same way you would train your body. You have to wake up and decide every morning that you are going to think, act, and live like a successful person, even when you don't feel like it, even when doubt creeps in, even when things aren't going your way. Because success isn't about what you do when you feel motivated. It's about what you do when you don't. One of the most powerful ways to reprogram your mind is through the words you speak. Words have energy. Every time you say something, your mind believes it. So if you've been telling yourself, "I'm not smart enough," guess what? Your mind is going to find every reason to prove you right. If you've been saying, "I'll never be successful," your mind will make sure you never are. But the moment you start speaking differently, when you start saying, "I am capable, I am disciplined, I am unstoppable," everything changes. Because now you're giving your mind new instructions. And when you do this consistently, your thoughts begin to shift, your beliefs begin to shift, and your actions begin to follow. And let's talk about action, because none of this matters if you don't back it up with action. You can't just think your way to success, you have to work for it. You have to take daily steps that reinforce the mindset you're building. If you want to be disciplined, then do something disciplined today. If you want to be confident, then take an action that requires confidence. If you want to be successful, start living like a successful person now, not someday, not when the timing is right, but right now. Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is action. Reprogramming your mind for success isn't a one-time event. It's a lifelong commitment. It's a decision you make every day to think differently, to act differently, to refuse to let negativity control you. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. One day you'll wake up and realize that the doubts that used to hold you back are gone. The fears that used to stop you no longer have power over you. And you'll look in the mirror and see a person who is strong, focused, and unstoppable. But it starts today. It starts with you making the decision to take control of your mind. No more excuses. No more waiting. No more living on autopilot. The life you want is waiting for you. It's time to go get it. How your current thoughts are holding you back? Your thoughts are shaping your life, whether you realize it or not. Every decision you make, every opportunity you take or miss comes down to the way you think. If your thoughts are working against you, they will keep you stuck, no matter how much effort you put in. But if your thoughts are working for you, there's nothing you can't achieve. Success isn't just about hard work or talent. It starts in the mind first. And if your current way of thinking is holding you back, you need to change it, because your success depends on it. Right now, without even thinking about it, your brain is running on a program built from years of experiences, beliefs, and habits. And that program determines how you react to challenges, how you handle failure, and whether you push forward or stay exactly where you are. If you've been struggling to make progress in your life, it's not because you're not capable. It's not because you don't have enough resources or opportunities. It's because somewhere deep down your thoughts are keeping you from stepping into the person you're meant to be. And unless you take control, those same thoughts will keep you stuck for years to come. Think about this. Have you ever talked yourself out of something before you even tried? Have you ever caught yourself saying, "I'm not good at this," or "I'll probably fail," before you've even made the first move? That's not you being realistic. That's your mind working against you. It's playing an old script, one that was written by past failures, by negative influences, by years of conditioning. And as long as you keep letting that script run, you will keep repeating the same results. You might get motivated for a while, you might even take action, but eventually you will find yourself back in the same cycle, because deep down your thoughts have convinced you that you are not capable of more. And until you change that, nothing else will change. If you've ever wondered why some people seem to break through every obstacle while others stay stuck in the same problems year after year, the answer is simple. It's not luck. It's not talent. It's their mindset. They think differently. They expect success. They don't let their past dictate their future. And because they think differently, they act differently. And because they act differently, they get different results. That's how success works. It starts in the mind first. It starts with breaking free from the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. So how do you change it? How do you stop your thoughts from holding you back and start thinking in a way that leads to success? It starts with awareness. You have to start noticing the thoughts that run through your mind every single day, because most of the time, you don't even realize how much negativity is controlling you. You don't realize how many times a day you tell yourself you're not good enough, that you're not ready, that it's too hard, that you'll probably fail. You don't realize how often you hesitate, how often you doubt yourself, how often you let fear stop you from even trying. And until you see it, you can't change it. Once you start noticing those thoughts, you have to challenge them. Just because you think something doesn't mean it's true, and just because you've believed something for a long time doesn't mean you have to keep believing it. If you've been telling yourself that success is out of reach, ask yourself why. Who told you that? Where did that belief come from? And more importantly, is it actually true? Because I'll tell you right now, it's not. You are just as capable, just as worthy, just as deserving of success as anyone else. The only difference is what you believe about yourself. And once you challenge those negative thoughts, you replace them. You start feeding your mind with thoughts that serve you, not ones that hold you back. You start telling yourself, I am capable, I am disciplined, I am in control of my future. And at first it might not feel true, but that's okay. You don't have to believe it right away. You just have to say it, because the more you repeat it, the more your mind will start to accept it. And once you believe it, your actions will follow. You will start making decisions based on success, not fear. You will start pushing forward instead of holding back. You will start showing up as the person you were meant to be. And when that happens, everything in your life will start to shift. Changing your thoughts isn't easy. It takes effort. It takes consistency. But if you don't take control of your mind, someone else will. And if you don't program it for success, it will default to failure. So the choice is yours. You can keep thinking the same way, getting the same results, staying in the same place, or you can decide right now that you are done letting your thoughts hold you back. You can decide that from this moment forward, you will train your mind to work for you, not against you. You will rewire your thinking, rebuild your confidence, and refuse to accept anything less than the success you deserve. Because once you do that, nothing can stop you. The simple truth about beliefs and your success. The way you see yourself determines everything. Your beliefs about who you are, what you're capable of, and what you deserve in life are shaping your reality at this very moment. If you believe you're not good enough, you will act like you're not good enough. If you believe success is impossible, you won't even try. If you believe the best things in life are for other people, but not for you, you'll never reach for more. But let me tell you something. These beliefs, they're not facts. They're not absolute truths. They're simply thoughts you've accepted as reality. And if those thoughts are working against you, it's time to replace them. Because until you change what you believe, nothing else will change. Your beliefs are the foundation of your success or failure. They determine how you think, how you feel, and what actions you take every single day. And the scariest part, most of the beliefs you have about yourself were not even created by you. They were given to you. They came from experiences, from failures, from the words of other people. Maybe someone told you as a child that you weren't smart enough. Maybe you failed at something years ago, and instead of seeing it as a lesson, you let it define you. Maybe you've been surrounded by negativity for so long that you don't even realize how much it has shaped the way you see yourself. And because you've believed these things for so long, they feel real. They feel permanent, but they're not. The truth is, every belief you have right now can be changed. Every limitation you think you have can be removed. Every doubt, every insecurity, every negative thought that tells you you're not capable of success, it can all be rewritten, but it won't happen on its own. You have to make the decision to challenge those beliefs. You have to make the decision to stop accepting failure as your identity, to stop holding on to limitations that were never yours to begin with, and to start reprogramming your mind for the success you actually deserve. The reason so many people stay stuck in life is that they never question their own beliefs. They never stop and ask, is this actually true? They just accept it. They accept that they're not talented enough, not smart enough, not lucky enough. They accept that success is for other people, but not for them. And because they accept it, they never push beyond it. They don't go after that big opportunity. They don't take risks. They don't put in the effort because deep down they believe it won't work out anyway. And when they don't take action, they don't get results. And when they don't get results, it reinforces their belief that they were right all along. That's how the cycle continues. And that's exactly why it has to be broken. You have to take control of what you believe. You have to start questioning the thoughts that have been controlling your life. If you've been telling yourself, "I'm not good at this," ask yourself, who told me that? When did I decide this? If you've been saying, "I can't be successful," challenge that thought. What proof do you have? Just because you've struggled in the past doesn't mean you'll struggle forever. Just because you failed before doesn't mean you'll fail again. What if success was always possible for you, but you never gave yourself the chance to see it? What if the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the belief that you can't have it? You need to take a step back and rewrite your beliefs, and it starts by feeding your mind with new ones. If you've spent years telling yourself you're not capable, it's time to start telling yourself, "I am capable." If you've believed success is out of reach, start saying, "I deserve success." If you've been trapped in self-doubt, start repeating, "I can do this." And at first it won't feel real. It won't feel natural, but that's okay. The goal isn't to believe it instantly. The goal is to plant the seed. Because the more you repeat these new beliefs, the more your mind will start to accept them. And once that happens, your actions will follow. You will start to behave like someone who believes in themselves. You will start taking risks, putting in the work, and going after opportunities that you used to shy away from. And when you do that, everything in your life will start to shift. But it doesn't stop there. Reprogramming your beliefs isn't just about repeating positive affirmations, it's about taking action. You need to prove to yourself that these new beliefs are true. If you tell yourself you are disciplined, act like it. If you tell yourself you are strong, show yourself that you are. If you tell yourself success is possible for you, start working for it. Every action you take that aligns with your new beliefs will strengthen them. Every time you push yourself beyond your old limits, you weaken the grip of your past thinking. And the more you do this, the more unstoppable you become. Your mind is powerful, but it can be either your greatest weapon or your biggest enemy. And that decision is yours. If you keep holding on to beliefs that limit you, you will stay stuck. But if you decide right now that you are done letting your thoughts control your future, everything can change. You don't have to accept the limitations you've been carrying. You don't have to believe the lies you've told yourself for years. You can rewrite the story. You can build new beliefs. You can reprogram your mind for success. And once you do that, there is nothing you won't be able to achieve. Why you need to let go of your past to create your future. Your past does not define you. It never did, and it never will, unless you let it. Too many people are living in a prison they built themselves, locked behind regrets, mistakes, and painful memories that should have been left behind a long time ago. But instead of moving forward, they keep replaying the same failures in their minds, holding on to the same old stories about why they can't succeed, why they're not good enough, why life will never change for them. And the truth is, the past only has power over you if you keep giving it power. It only controls your future if you allow it to. But today that changes, because today you are going to let go of everything that has been holding you back. You are going to stop carrying the weight of what's already done and start creating the future that is still in your hands. Think about this for a moment. Every time you let the past dictate your decisions, you are living in a world that no longer exists. The pain you felt years ago, the disappointments you experienced, the failures that knocked you down, they are not happening right now. But when you relive them in your mind, you bring them back to life. You make them real all over again. And in doing so, you rob yourself of the opportunities that exist in the present. You miss out on the chance to grow, to start fresh, to build something new, simply because you are too focused on what is already gone. And I'll tell you something, as long as you are looking backward, you will never be able to move forward. Maybe you failed before. Maybe you made mistakes that cost you time, money, relationships, or opportunities. Maybe you've been through things that left you broken, lost, and unsure of yourself. But listen to me. You are not the same person you were back then. You are stronger now, wiser, more experienced. You have learned things that you didn't know before. You have survived things you once thought you couldn't. So why would you keep defining yourself by a version of you that no longer exists? Why would you keep telling yourself a story that no longer serves you? It's time to rewrite that story. It's time to stop identifying with failure and start identifying with growth. One of the biggest traps people fall into is believing that their past failures mean they will fail again. But that's not how life works. The past is not a blueprint for the future. Just because something didn't work out before doesn't mean it won't work out now. Just because you struggled before doesn't mean you will struggle forever. The only way the past repeats itself is if you keep making the same choices. And the only reason you would make the same choices is if you keep holding on to the same limiting beliefs. The moment you decide to let go of those beliefs, everything changes. Let me tell you something important. Letting go of the past does not mean pretending it never happened. It does not mean ignoring the lessons or forgetting the experiences. It means choosing to stop letting those experiences define you. It means taking the wisdom you gained and using it to build a better future instead of using it as an excuse to stay stuck. It means forgiving yourself, not because you deserve to forget, but because you deserve to move on. It means releasing the pain not because it wasn't real, but because carrying it is costing you too much. Some people hold on to their past because they think if they let go, it means the pain didn't matter. But the pain did matter. The struggle mattered.
The journey mattered.
But the point of going through all of that wasn't to stay trapped in it. It was to grow from it. It was to evolve into someone who no longer needs to keep suffering. You have the power to walk away from that suffering at any moment. And that moment can be right now. You might be thinking, but it's not that easy. I can't just let go, and I get it. Letting go isn't always easy, but it is always necessary. And here's the truth. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes. The more you replay the past, the deeper those thoughts get ingrained in your mind. And the deeper they are, the harder they are to change. But no matter how long you've been carrying them, you can still put them down. You can still decide that today is the day you move forward. And once you make that decision, everything starts to shift. So what does it actually mean to let go? It means making peace with what happened and understanding that you cannot change it. It means refusing to let the past define what is still possible for you. It means no longer identifying yourself with who you used to be, and instead focusing on who you are becoming. It means choosing to take action toward the future, instead of looking back at what you cannot fix. And most of all, it means believing that no matter what has happened before, your best days are still ahead of you. Letting go is a process. It's a choice you make every single day. Some days it will feel easy. Other days your mind will want to drag you back into old patterns, old regrets, old pain. But in those moments you remind yourself that you are not that person anymore. You remind yourself that your power is in this moment, not in the past. You remind yourself that the future is still yours to create. And let me tell you something. The moment you fully let go, the moment you truly decide that the past no longer has a hold on you, something incredible happens. You feel lighter. You feel free. You feel a sense of possibility that you haven't felt in a long time. Because now you are no longer being held back by things that are already done. You are no longer carrying the weight of things you cannot change. Now you are finally moving forward. Your future is waiting for you. Your dreams, your goals, your success. It's all still possible. But you will never reach it if you are still looking behind you. So today make the decision. Today let go. Today start fresh. Because your past is not your destiny. Your future is. And the only thing standing between the life you have and the life you want is your willingness to finally leave the past where it belongs. How to replace self-doubt with unstoppable confidence. It's not something that only a lucky few have. Confidence is built. It's created through action, through belief, and through repetition. And right now, if you're struggling with self-doubt, it's not because you're incapable. It's not because you don't have what it takes. It's because somewhere along the way, you started believing a lie. A lie that says you're not good enough, that you're not ready, that success is for other people, but not for you. And if you believe that long enough, you start to live like it's true. You start to hesitate, second-guess yourself, and play small. But I'm here to tell you that self-doubt is not who you are. It's just a habit that you can break. And the moment you do, confidence will take its place. Think about it. Every time you hesitate to take action, every time you talk yourself out of something, every time you let fear win, you're reinforcing doubt. You're feeding the idea that you can't. And the more you do it, the stronger that belief becomes. But here's the truth. Confidence and self-doubt work the exact same way. Just like doubt is built through repetition, confidence is built the same way. The more you take action, the more you prove to yourself that you can. The more you push through fear, the more fearless you become. The more you show up, the more unstoppable you feel. Confidence isn't about knowing everything in advance. It's about trusting yourself enough to figure it out. And that trust, that's something you build, one step at a time. Let me ask you something. How many opportunities have you missed because you didn't believe in yourself? How many times have you wanted to do something, start that business, take that chance, go after that goal, but you let doubt stop you? And every time you let doubt win, what happened? You stayed exactly where you were. Nothing changed. You didn't move forward. You didn't grow. And worst of all, you reinforced the belief that you weren't capable. And that belief, it keeps you stuck. It keeps you from reaching your full potential. It keeps you from becoming the person you were meant to be. But today that changes. Today you take back control. Today you stop feeding self-doubt and start feeding confidence instead. The first step to replacing self-doubt with confidence is realizing that the thoughts in your head are not facts. Just because you think something doesn't mean it's true. Just because your mind tells you, I'm not good enough, doesn't mean you aren't. Just because you feel fear doesn't mean you shouldn't move forward. Feelings are not reality. They are temporary. And if you let them control your life, they will keep you stuck forever. The key is to recognize that self-doubt is just noise. It's just old programming, old beliefs, old fears, trying to keep you in the same place. But you are not obligated to listen to them. You can choose new thoughts. You can choose new beliefs. And when you do, you change everything. Confidence isn't about eliminating fear. It's about acting despite it. Every confident person you see, every successful person you admire, they all feel fear. The difference is, they don't let it stop them. They move forward anyway. They understand that confidence is a result of action, not a prerequisite for it. That means you don't wait to feel ready. You don't wait for the fear to go away. You start now. You take action now. And the more you do, the more confident you become. Because every time you take a step forward, you prove to yourself that you can. You start to see that you are capable, that you are strong, that you are far more powerful than you ever realized. Let's talk about failure. Because for a lot of people, that's where self-doubt comes from. They've failed before, so they assume they'll fail again. But failure is not a sign that you're not good enough. It's not proof that you should stop. It's feedback. It's a lesson. It's part of the process. Show me a successful person and I'll show you someone who has failed over and over again. The difference is, they didn't let failure define them. They didn't let it destroy their confidence. They used it. They learned from it. They got back up, adjusted, and kept going. And because of that, they became unstoppable. The same is true for you. Failure is only final if you quit. But if you keep going, if you keep pushing forward, every failure becomes a stepping stone to success. And the more you learn to face failure without fear, the more confident you become. You need to start seeing yourself differently. If you've been telling yourself a story of doubt, if you've been reinforcing a belief that you're not enough, it's time to rewrite that story. It's time to remind yourself of your strengths. Time to acknowledge your progress. Time to stop focusing on everything you haven't done and start recognizing everything you have. The way you talk to yourself matters. The way you see yourself matters. If you keep identifying with self-doubt, that's what will grow. But the moment you start identifying with confidence, everything shifts. You start to show up differently. You start to carry yourself differently. And that energy, that belief, it changes how the world sees you too. Now here's the most important part. Confidence is a choice. It's not something that magically appears. It's not something that some people are just lucky to have. It's a decision you make every single day. You decide to believe in yourself. You decide to take action, even when you're scared. You decide to trust that you can figure things out as you go. And the more you make that choice, the stronger your confidence becomes. So here's my challenge to you. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop letting self-doubt control your life. Take action now. Do the thing you've been putting off. Make the move you've been afraid to make. Speak up. Show up. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. Because every time you do, you are proving to yourself that you are capable. Every time you do, you are reinforcing the belief that you can. And over time, that belief, it will become unshakable. It will become who you are. You have everything you need to succeed. You have the ability. You have the strength. You have the power. But it's up to you to use it. It's up to you to step into your potential. It's up to you to replace self-doubt with unstoppable confidence. And when you do, when you finally realize what you are truly capable of, there will be no limits to what you can achieve. The science of rewiring your brain for success. Success is not a matter of luck. It's not something that happens by accident. It's a process, a system, a way of thinking that can be developed, refined, and mastered. Right now, your brain is wired to produce certain results. Your habits, your reactions, your decisions, they're all influenced by the way your brain has been programmed over the years. And if you're not where you want to be in life, it's not because you lack potential. It's because your brain is running an old script, one that's keeping you stuck in patterns that don't serve you. But here's the good news. You can change that. You can rewire your brain for success. You can train yourself to think, act, and operate at a higher level. And once you do, success won't just be a possibility. It will become inevitable. Think about this. Everything you do, every reaction you have, every belief you hold is a result of the programming that's been built into your brain over time. From the moment you were born, your brain has been absorbing information, learning patterns, and forming beliefs based on what you've experienced and what you've been taught. If you grew up hearing that money is hard to make, that success is only for a select few, that life is a constant struggle, then chances are, those beliefs have shaped the way you approach your goals. And the problem is, your brain doesn't question what it's been programmed to believe. It just runs the script. It follows the pattern. So if you've been struggling with self-doubt, if you've been holding yourself back, if you've been stuck in the same cycles year after year, it's because your brain is operating on an outdated program. But once you understand how to rewrite that program, everything changes. Your brain is like a muscle. It adapts to what you repeatedly do. If you train it to expect failure, it will find ways to confirm that belief. If you train it to doubt your abilities, it will come up with reasons why you can't succeed. But if you train it to expect success, to see opportunities, to believe in possibilities, it will start creating those outcomes. This is not wishful thinking, it's science. The brain is designed to reinforce whatever you focus on. If you constantly focus on problems, your brain will get better at seeing problems. But if you train your brain to focus on solutions, on possibilities, on progress, it will get better at creating them. And this is where rewiring your brain begins. It starts with shifting your focus. Every thought you think is strengthening a neural pathway in your brain. The more you repeat a thought, the stronger that pathway becomes. If you've spent years thinking, "I'm not good enough," that thought has built a deep groove in your brain. It has become automatic. But here's what's important to understand. Just as your brain can be trained to reinforce negative thoughts, it can also be trained to reinforce positive, empowering ones. The key is repetition. The key is consistency. If you start telling yourself, "I am capable, I can figure things out, I can achieve my goals," and you repeat it daily, your brain will start reinforcing that belief. At first it might feel strange. Your old programming will resist it. But over time, those new thoughts will start to take root. They will become automatic. And when that happens, your actions, your decisions, and your results will start to change. One of the most powerful ways to rewire your brain is through action. Your brain learns best through experience. If you want to build confidence, you can't just sit around thinking about confidence. You have to put yourself in situations where you prove to yourself that you can handle challenges. If you want to become more disciplined, you have to train yourself to follow through, even when you don't feel like it. Your brain is constantly learning from what you do. Every time you take action despite fear, every time you push yourself beyond your comfort zone, your brain is rewriting the script. It's learning a new pattern. It's reinforcing a new identity. And the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Another way to rewire your brain for success is by controlling what you expose it to. Your brain is shaped by what you consume, the books you read, the conversations you have, the people you surround yourself with. If you're constantly feeding your brain negativity, doubt, and limitations, that's what it will reinforce. But if you surround yourself with inspiration, with knowledge, with people who challenge you to grow, your brain will start adapting to that. It will start expecting more. It will start operating at a higher level. That's why it's so important to be intentional about what you allow into your mind. Guard it, protect it, feed it with the kind of information and influences that support your success. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they have to wait until they feel different before they take action. They think they need to feel confident before they go after their goals. They think they need to feel motivated before they start. But the truth is, action comes first. Feelings follow. If you wait to feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. If you wait for confidence, you'll never take the first step. The way to rewire your brain is to act first, to move forward, even when you don't feel like it. Because when you do, your brain starts to catch up. It starts to see you as someone who takes action. And once that identity is built, nothing can stop you. Think about the greatest achievers in history. They weren't born with a special mindset. They weren't handed success. They built it. They trained their minds to see opportunities. They conditioned themselves to push forward, even when things were difficult. They developed the habits, the discipline, the mindset that led to success. And if they could do it, so can you. Your brain is capable of rewiring itself at any moment. No matter how long you've been stuck, no matter how many times you've failed, you can change. You can shift. You can take control of your mind and train it for success. The question is, will you? Will you continue running the same old program, or will you take responsibility for rewriting it? Will you let your past dictate your future, or will you start building the mindset that will take you where you want to go? This is your decision. This is your life. And if you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to challenge your old beliefs, if you're willing to take action, even when it's uncomfortable, then success is inevitable. Your brain will adapt, your habits will shift, your results will change. And when you look back, you'll realize that the only thing that ever stood in your way was the old story you were telling yourself. But today, that story changes. Today you take control. Today you rewire your brain for success. Developing a growth mindset. Success isn't about luck. It's not about having special connections or some secret advantage that others don't have. It's about mindset. It's about how you train your mind to respond to challenges, setbacks, and opportunities. It's about developing a way of thinking that turns obstacles into stepping stones, failures into lessons, and struggles into fuel for growth. And that's what separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck. The difference isn't intelligence. It isn't talent. It's mindset. And the good news, mindset is something you can develop. You can train your brain to think differently, to see opportunities where others see limitations, and to push forward when others give up. Right now, your mindset is shaping your reality. Every decision you make, every action you take, and every result you get is a reflection of how you think. If you believe challenges are too hard, you'll hesitate when things get tough. If you see failure as proof that you're not good enough, you'll stop trying. But if you develop a mindset that sees setbacks as stepping stones, that sees effort as progress, and that sees learning as the path to success, you'll keep moving forward, no matter what. That's the difference. It's not about avoiding difficulties, it's about training your mind to see difficulties differently. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that success is about being naturally good at something. They assume that if they struggle, it means they're not meant for it. But that's not true. Every successful person you admire has struggled. They've faced failures, setbacks, and self-doubt. The difference is, they didn't see those struggles as reasons to quit. They saw them as part of the process. That's what a growth mindset is. It's understanding that success isn't about where you start. It's about how you grow. When you have a growth mindset, you stop fearing failure, you stop seeing challenges as problems, and start seeing them as opportunities to improve. You stop worrying about whether you're good enough, and start focusing on how you can get better. And that shift changes everything. Because when you stop running from difficulty and start embracing it, you develop resilience. You develop persistence. You develop the ability to keep going when others stop. Think about a child learning to walk. They don't stand up and get it perfect the first time. They fall. They stumble. They struggle. But they don't think, maybe walking isn't for me. They don't quit. They keep trying. And eventually they get it. Now imagine if that child had the mindset of an adult who's afraid of failure. Imagine if they said, I've fallen 3 times today. Maybe walking isn't meant for me. It sounds ridiculous, right? But that's exactly what adults do when they give up on their goals after a few failures. That's exactly what happens when you let a fixed mindset control your thinking. A fixed mindset is the belief that your abilities are set in stone. It's the idea that if you're not good at something right away, you never will be. And that belief stops people from even trying. But a growth mindset, that's the belief that you can improve, that you can learn, that you can develop new skills if you put in the effort. And the truth is, every great achiever in history had to develop this mindset. They weren't born successful. They trained their minds to think differently. The moment you start believing that you can grow, that's the moment everything changes. You stop making excuses. You stop holding yourself back. You stop looking at your current skills or knowledge as the limit of what's possible. Instead, you start seeing effort as progress. You start focusing on learning instead of proving yourself. And that mindset shift will take you further than anything else. So, how do you develop a growth mindset? You start by changing the way you talk to yourself. The way you think about challenges. Instead of saying, I'm not good at this, start saying, I'm learning how to get better at this. Instead of saying, this is too hard, start saying, this is a challenge that will make me stronger. Instead of saying, I failed, start saying, I'm getting closer because I just learned something new. Words matter. The way you frame your experiences matters. Because your brain listens to everything you tell it. Every time you face a challenge, you have a choice. You can see it as a wall that stops you, or you can see it as a test that makes you stronger. Every time you fail, you can see it as a sign to quit, or you can see it as feedback that helps you improve. That choice determines your future. The way you think about failure, the way you think about difficulty, the way you think about effort, it all adds up. And if you shift those thoughts, you shift your entire life. If you want to succeed, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to train yourself to push forward when things aren't easy. That's what makes people successful. Not avoiding struggle, but using it. Not running from difficulty, but embracing it. And once you start seeing life that way, once you start thinking that way, success becomes inevitable. Because now you're not just hoping for things to get better, you're making them better. Your brain is adaptable. It's designed to grow. It's wired to change based on what you focus on, what you practice, and what you tell yourself every day. If you train it to believe that effort leads to improvement, it will push you to keep going. If you train it to see struggle as part of the journey, you'll never feel stuck again. And when you do that, you become unstoppable. Because now you're not just relying on talent, luck, or natural ability. You're relying on the one thing that guarantees success, a growth mindset. So ask yourself, how have you been thinking about success? Have you been holding yourself back because you believe you're not good enough? Have you been letting failures stop you instead of learning from them? Have you been playing small because you're afraid to struggle? If you have, it's time to change that. It's time to stop running from challenges and start using them to grow. It's time to stop waiting to feel confident and start taking action. It's time to develop the mindset that will take you where you want to go. Because at the end of the day, the people who succeed aren't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who trained their minds to keep going. They're the ones who turn struggles into stepping stones. And if you do that, nothing can stop you. Not failure, not setbacks, not self-doubt. Because now you're not just hoping for success, you're wired for it. The power of visualization. See your success before it happens. Success begins in the mind, long before it shows up in reality. The way you see yourself, the way you imagine your future, the way you mentally rehearse success, that determines how far you go. Before anything great happens in your life, you have to see it first. You have to picture it so clearly in your mind that it starts to feel real, as if it's already happening. Because if you can't see it, you'll never believe it. And if you don't believe it, you'll never take the actions necessary to make it real. That's the power of visualization. It's not some abstract idea. It's not daydreaming. It's the process of training your mind to create the future you want before it even arrives. Right now, everything you do is based on the images you hold in your mind. If you constantly picture yourself struggling, failing, or being stuck, your brain follows that path. It looks for evidence to support it. It reinforces that belief. And the worst part, you don't even realize you're doing it. You wake up thinking about the same problems, the same limitations, the same frustrations, and without knowing it, you're programming yourself to repeat the same patterns. But what if you could change that? What if, instead of constantly replaying negative scenarios, you started creating a new picture, one where you're succeeding, thriving, and achieving exactly what you want? That's where everything shifts. That's when your brain starts working for you instead of against you. The truth is, your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. That's why visualization is so powerful. When you close your eyes and mentally walk through success, when you see yourself achieving your goals, overcoming obstacles, and living the life you want, your brain treats it like a real experience. It wires itself to make that vision a reality. The more you repeat that image, the stronger it becomes. Your brain starts searching for ways to make it happen. It notices opportunities it would have ignored before. It pushes you toward actions that align with the image you've created. And before you know it, what was once just a vision becomes your reality. Think about an athlete training for a competition. They don't just practice physically. They practice mentally. They close their eyes and visualize every move, every step, every moment of victory. They don't just hope for success. They see it first. And because they see it so clearly, when the time comes, their body and mind already know what to do. They've rehearsed it 1,000 times in their head. That's why visualization isn't just a concept. It's a tool. It's the way you prepare yourself for success before it even happens. Now let's talk about why this works. Your brain operates on patterns. It follows what you repeatedly think about. If you constantly focus on failure, fear, or what could go wrong, your brain strengthens those connections. It builds a mental roadmap for failure. But if you start focusing on success, if you start seeing yourself winning, growing, and moving forward, you build a different roadmap, one that leads to the life you actually want. And that shift changes everything. This is why successful people always talk about mindset. It's not just positive thinking, it's mental conditioning. It's making sure that the dominant images in your mind are the ones that push you forward, not the ones that hold you back. And the best part, you don't need anything special to do this. You don't need more talent. You don't need better circumstances. You just need to take control of what you focus on. You need to start visualizing your success with so much detail and emotion that it starts to feel real. Every morning before you do anything else, take a few minutes and see yourself succeeding. Close your eyes and step into your future. Imagine yourself waking up in the life you want. See the details. Feel the emotions. Hear the sounds. Make it as real as possible. Walk through your day as if you've already made it. If your goal is to be financially free, see yourself making decisions from a place of abundance. If your goal is to be in the best shape of your life, see yourself full of energy, working out, feeling strong. Whatever your goal is, live it in your mind first. At first it might feel strange. Your current reality might try to pull you back, reminding you of where you are instead of where you want to be. But that's just resistance. The more you practice, the easier it gets. The clearer the image becomes, and soon you start to believe it. You start acting differently. You make choices that align with that vision instead of the old patterns that kept you stuck. And that's when everything starts to shift. Because here's the truth. Your brain will follow whatever you give it. If you give it fear, doubt, and failure, it will find ways to reinforce those things. But if you give it confidence, clarity, and success, it will make those things your reality. You are in control of this process. You can either let your mind be programmed by default, running on old fears and limitations, or you can take control and program it for success. And once you start doing this, something incredible happens. You stop feeling like success is some far-off dream. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop doubting yourself, because you've already seen it. You've already lived it in your mind. You know exactly where you're going, and nothing can shake that belief. That's what separates those who succeed from those who don't. It's not just action, it's preparation. it's mental conditioning. It's seeing it before it happens. So right now, take a moment, close your eyes, see yourself achieving everything you've ever wanted. Feel it, live it, make it real in your mind. Because the moment you start believing it, the moment you start seeing it with absolute certainty, that's the moment your reality starts to change. It's not magic, it's not luck, it's how your brain works. And when you master this process, when you train yourself to visualize success so vividly that it becomes a part of you, nothing can stop you. Because now you're not just hoping for success, you've already seen it. And if you've seen it, you can make it real. Daily habits that reinforce your new mindset. You are capable of more than you realize. Every single day, you are presented with opportunities that can dramatically shift the course of your life. The key is recognizing these moments and using them to create change. And it all starts with the way you think. The secret to unlocking this potential lies in your mindset, in your ability to take responsibility for your thoughts and actions. When you take ownership of your mindset, you take ownership of your life. If you want to achieve success, you have to recognize that you hold the power to make it happen. Success is not something that happens to you. It's not a gift given to a select few. It's something you build, one decision at a time. Every moment is an opportunity to mold your reality, to shape your future. Success isn't an accident. It's the result of consistent, focused effort. The people who achieve great things aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They are the ones who know how to capitalize on each opportunity and make it count. The truth is, success is built on the foundation of small, seemingly insignificant choices that we make every day. The thoughts you think, the actions you take, the people you spend your time with, all of these factors contribute to the life you create, and you get to decide. This is the power of mindset. You have the ability to change the direction of your life by changing the way you think. You have the ability to shift your perspective, adjust your actions, and ultimately change your destiny. If you want to make real progress, you must stop waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment will never come. The truth is, there's no such thing as a perfect moment. There is only the moment you are in right now. What you do with this moment is what determines your success. People who wait for the perfect conditions, the perfect time, or the perfect opportunity are the ones who never take action. They are the ones who never step out of their comfort zone, who never push themselves to grow. They stay stagnant, and they wonder why nothing changes. But you have the power to make a decision right now to act, to choose to move forward, even when things aren't perfect, to choose to take a step toward your goals, even when you're not sure how it's all going to work out. This is where growth happens. When you take that leap of faith, when you push yourself to keep going, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. The people who are successful in life are the ones who take consistent action. No matter how small, they don't wait for the stars to align. They make their own stars. So how do you harness the power of mindset to create success? It starts with changing the way you think. It starts with developing a mindset of growth. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed over time. It's the understanding that challenges are opportunities for growth, not obstacles to avoid. When you adopt a growth mindset, you stop seeing failure as something to fear. Instead, you see it as a stepping stone to success. You understand that every setback, every mistake, is just a lesson in disguise, a lesson that brings you closer to your goal. One of the most important aspects of a growth mindset is resilience. Life is going to throw challenges your way. It's inevitable. You're going to face setbacks, disappointments, and obstacles that will test your resolve. But it's not the setbacks that define you. It's how you respond to them. People with a growth mindset know that setbacks are just temporary. They know that no failure is final unless you let it be. They know that they can always pick themselves up, learn from their mistakes, and keep moving forward. You can't control everything that happens in life. There are going to be things outside of your control that will challenge you. But you can control your reaction. You can choose to stay focused on your goals, to stay positive, and to keep taking action. This is where resilience comes into play. The more resilient you are, the easier it becomes to keep moving forward, even when life gets tough. And it's this resilience that will ultimately lead you to success. But resilience doesn't just happen by accident. It's something you cultivate over time. It's something you build through practice. When you encounter obstacles, you don't give up. You push through. When you face failure, you don't let it defeat you. You learn from it, grow from it, and keep moving forward. The more you practice resilience, the stronger you become. And the stronger you become, the closer you get to the success you desire. Along with resilience, another key ingredient in success is consistency. Consistency is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. It's easy to be motivated when things are going well. It's easy to be enthusiastic when everything is falling into place. But what about when things get tough? What about when you face challenges or setbacks? This is when consistency becomes crucial. The people who are successful in life are the ones who show up day in and day out, even when they don't feel like it. They don't let their emotions dictate their actions. They stay focused on their goals, and they take consistent action toward them, no matter what. If you want to succeed, you have to commit to the process. You have to be willing to put in the work, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. Success doesn't come from occasional bursts of effort. It comes from consistent, focused action over time. It comes from doing the small things day in and day out, even when you don't see immediate results. You might not see the payoff right away, and that's okay. Success takes time, but as long as you stay consistent, as long as you keep taking those small steps toward your goals, the results will come. And when they do, you'll realize that all those little decisions, all those small actions, all those moments when you didn't feel like it, but kept going anyway, they were the building blocks of your success. Another crucial element of success is mindset. Your mindset shapes how you view the world, how you react to challenges, and how you approach your goals. If you have a fixed mindset, you might believe that your abilities are set in stone, that you either have talent or you don't. But with a growth mindset, you know that your abilities can be developed through hard work and dedication. This belief is empowering because it means that no matter where you start, you can always improve, you can always learn. And when you adopt this mindset, you'll approach life's challenges with a sense of excitement and possibility. Mindset also affects how you view failure. When you have a growth mindset, failure isn't something to be feared. It's a necessary part of the journey. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to get closer to your goals. People with a fixed mindset see failure as a reflection of their abilities, but people with a growth mindset see failure as a tool for learning. They understand that failure is not a reflection of who they are, but rather a sign that they're pushing themselves outside of their comfort zone, which is exactly where growth happens. And lastly, never forget the power of belief. You have to believe in yourself and your ability to achieve your goals. You have to believe that you are worthy of success, that you have what it takes to get there. Without belief, you will never take the necessary action to reach your goals. Your belief is the foundation upon which everything else is built. When you believe in yourself, you will take the risks, face the challenges, and keep going even when it feels difficult. Your belief in yourself will fuel your actions, and your actions will lead to success. The people who are successful aren't necessarily the smartest, the most talented, or the luckiest. They are the ones who believe in themselves, who keep going when things get tough, who stay consistent, and who embrace failure as part of the journey. They understand that success is a choice, and they choose to show up every single day, ready to take action, and you can do the same. If you commit to developing a growth mindset, to building resilience, consistency, and belief in yourself, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Every single day is an opportunity for you to take charge of your life, to take ownership of your future. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Start today, right now, to take responsibility for your thoughts, your actions, and your future. Success is waiting for you to claim it. You just have to believe it's yours for the taking.
Taking control of your future? Success is not some far-off dream reserved for the lucky few. It is a reality that you can create today, starting right now.
You have everything you need inside of you to build the life you've always wanted. The power to create your own success lies within your thoughts, your actions, and your decisions. It's easy to look at successful people and think that they have something special, that they were born with an advantage. But the truth is, they simply made the choice to work for it. They showed up every day, even when it was hard, even when they didn't feel like it. And that made all the difference. You have the same opportunity to make that choice today. The first step toward achieving the success you've been dreaming about is deciding that you won't settle for less. You are capable of greatness. You are worthy of the life you desire. But that life will not magically appear. You have to go after it. You have to take responsibility for your own future and stop waiting for someone or something to give it to you. The key to success is showing up, doing the work, and never giving up, no matter what. This mindset shift is the foundation for everything that follows. The moment you accept that success is within your reach, you take the first step toward it. You have the ability to transform your life right now. It starts with the understanding that you have the power to choose your actions. Every day you make choices that either move you closer to your goals or push you further away from them. The successful people you admire didn't get there by chance. They got there by making conscious decisions every single day. The key is consistency. Success isn't about having one breakthrough moment. It's about showing up, doing the work, and putting in the effort day in and day out, even when it feels like nothing is happening. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results, but the truth is that success is built over time. Every small step, every little effort, every small win compounds to create something massive. Imagine a stone that's being carved by a sculptor. The sculptor doesn't carve the entire statue in one go. It's done in tiny, deliberate chisel strokes. Each stroke might seem insignificant on its own, but over time they add up to something extraordinary. Your journey to success is no different. Each day is a small step toward creating the life you want. The more consistent you are, the faster those steps add up. And before you know it, you will have created something incredible. But you must be patient with yourself. Success doesn't happen overnight. The road to success is long and often filled with challenges. But it's the challenges that shape you, that help you grow, and that push you to become stronger and more resilient. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to learn and grow. When you encounter obstacles, don't be discouraged. Embrace them as part of the process. The people who achieve the most are the ones who keep going when things get tough. They don't quit when they encounter difficulties. Instead, they use those difficulties as stepping stones to propel themselves forward. Another key aspect of achieving success is having a clear vision of what you want. It's impossible to get to where you want to be if you don't know where you're going. Clarity is essential to success. If you don't have a clear goal or vision in mind, it's easy to get distracted and lose focus. But when you have a clear vision of the life you want to create, you can make decisions and take actions that align with that vision. Your vision will serve as your roadmap, guiding you when things get tough and reminding you why you're putting in the work. A powerful way to stay focused on your vision is by using visualization. Visualization is a powerful tool that allows you to see yourself achieving your goals in your mind before it ever happens in reality. This practice is not about wishful thinking. It's about creating a vivid mental image of your success and using that image to fuel your actions. When you visualize your success, you are programming your brain to recognize the steps you need to take to make it a reality. You're telling your subconscious mind that success is possible and that you are capable of achieving it. The more you visualize, the more motivated you become to take the necessary steps to turn that vision into a reality. It's important to understand that success is not just about achieving external goals, it's about becoming the person who is capable of achieving those goals. The person you are today is not the same person you will be when you achieve your goals. The process of pursuing success requires you to grow, to change, and to step outside of your comfort zone. If you're not willing to change, then you're not truly committed to success. Success is about evolving and becoming the best version of yourself. It's about pushing through your fears, breaking through limiting beliefs, and becoming someone who can handle the challenges that come with success. Along with growth, another key to success is surrounding yourself with the right people. The people you spend time with have a massive impact on your mindset and your level of success. If you surround yourself with people who are negative, who complain about their circumstances, and who have little ambition, it will be much harder for you to achieve success. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who are positive, driven, and who encourage you to be your best self, you'll find it easier to stay focused on your goals and keep pushing forward. The people you surround yourself with either lift you up or bring you down, so choose wisely. At the same time, remember that you are responsible for your own success. While it's important to have a supportive community around you, ultimately, you are the one who has to do the work. You are the one who has to take the action, stay focused, and push through the tough times. No one can do the work for you. Your success is in your hands, and it's up to you to make it happen. Success is also about developing discipline. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's easy to stay motivated when everything is going well, but discipline is what keeps you going when things get difficult. Discipline is what allows you to stay on track, even when you're tired, distracted, or discouraged. When you have discipline, you don't need motivation to get things done. You do the work because you know it's necessary to achieve your goals. The more you practice discipline, the easier it becomes to stay focused and productive, even on the tough days. One final crucial element of success is belief. You have to believe in yourself and in your ability to achieve your goals. Without belief, you won't take the actions necessary to succeed. Belief is the fuel that drives your actions. If you don't believe in yourself, you'll never take the risks, make the sacrifices, or push through the challenges that are necessary for success. You have to believe that you are worthy of success, that you are capable of achieving everything you desire. When you believe in yourself, you will take action. You will stay consistent. You will keep going no matter what. And when you do that, success is inevitable. In the end, success is not about talent, luck, or being in the right place at the right time. It's about making the decision to show up every day and do the work. It's about developing a mindset that believes anything is possible and taking consistent action toward your goals. It's about growing into the person who can handle the challenges of success and surrounding yourself with people who support and encourage you. When you commit to your success, when you believe in yourself, and when you take the necessary actions, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Success is waiting for you, and all you have to do is reach for it.